Hello, everyone. Today is our graduation party. Do you realize that today is our 25th meeting and we worked together almost for half a year? It's quite a commitment. You can pat yourself on your heads. That's wonderful. So I didn't plan a lot. What is my plan for today? Just very, very briefly, we will remind ourselves with just a couple of photos where we were, how we started. Then we will have a real graduation ceremony. And then I will ask you to tell your opinion. Share with us what you learn, what your habit is the favorite, which habit is the most difficult, which habit impact your life the most, or maybe you even don't like some habit. This we also can discuss. And actually that's it. And let's start. Any suggestions?
Any suggestions in?
Any recommendations? Any suggestions?
Pitch a bigger view.
Okay, guys, and let's start. Today we will talk about all 7 habits. One thing I just want to remind you, and this will be my last reminding for you, this is from our habit number 7. Do you remember Mr. Covey asked us to do 1 hour a day, daily, for your private victory? Because this is 4 dimensions of renewal. And 3 dimensions, physical, mental, and spiritual, this is our private dimensions. And only 1 dimension is social. So if we will be weak in our 3 dimensions, we won't be able to win the public victory. Please remember about it. And this 1 hour minimum, but it can include physical, mental, and spiritual. The time will pass quickly. Is anybody try to implement it? I can tell you, I did it. I do, and I'm enjoying it tremendously. And you remember Violeta told about her terrific results with her physical body, just doing constantly exercises daily. Nothing tremendous, nothing something great, simple exercises every day, and she got tremendous results. And we can move forward. Guys, do you remember this is our first meeting? And who can we see? We can see Violeta, we see Richard, and we see Brian. And this is how I see. Unfortunately, I can see only six people. How young we were at that time. Do you recognize yourself? And this is our second meeting. And this we can see Noel and Violeta. And this is our
I want to, before you continue, Lena, I want to thank Violeta specifically for bringing me onto the group. Thank you, Violeta.
Thank you,
I got a thumbs up.
Yes, it's very nice of you to remember that. Here we can see Patrick attend. Actually, he was attending us from the first meeting. I don't know why he appeared here only on habit number 2. And finally, we are where we can see all of us, and we see Sean joined us from habit number 3. And this we see all our participants. Then again, I continue. I just like this photo. We can see all of us. And then this is Violetta's mission statement. I actually tried to find, and I didn't find Patrick mission statement, and he was the first one, right? From him, everything started. However, unfortunately, I couldn't find, but I want to tell thank you to him that he allowed to post, and then the movement went ahead. Violetta, your statement is absolutely wonderful. Then we continue. I like this photo. I like how we look. Everybody is interested. Everybody is thinking or listening or doing stuff. This was a fun meeting. I even forgot. You can see, guys, everybody is laughing here, like literally everybody. And then I remember it's probably was the meeting of Russian superstitions, right? And you remember Richard started and Patrick continued, and from you that arises. If not you, I would never ever would even guess how can I put that and why would I put that, like where I'm going, never. So we are benefiting from each other. Beautiful, guys. I am very happy to see you. Absolutely happy here. And then again, this is Noel's mission statement. Yeah, Noel, I want to tell that I admire your braveness and you have good self-esteem. So, and I want to admire that. So this is, we are discussing your mission statement. Then this is another our meeting. And this I wanted to say thank you, Patrick, for his posts, which he did, the calendar of wisdom. I think it's very, was good spiritual postings. Personally, I enjoyed it very much. And this is Richard's statement. And I can tell you it was a beautiful piece of job. I remember when one woman wanted to put it on the wall. And also right away, I will tell Brian, I also look, I couldn't find your mission statement. And I can tell you your mission statement was like a poetry. Absolutely, absolutely beautiful. To me, all your mission statements was like an event. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful job. This is another our meeting. I think maybe Brian is talking here. Oh, Brian talking is here. And something we are laughing, and I remember Sean was actually tired in this meeting. And everybody is laughing, but he is not. Probably he was tired. It's a wonderful, wonderful moment. This is Patrick is telling us something. But we remember some guys were with us who were actually very good addition. Well, this Monique attended us, joined us, and this is Richard is talking about something. It's already, I don't of course remember. And this is Brian. Brian, this is your talking. And you can see everybody is listening what you are saying. A little bit more, this we are discussing Noel's post about Lewis Carroll. And this is our final meeting, and where we are all. And I don't know, Monique, why she moved from this photo. I like it too. And how I understood Richard complimented this background, but for some case she moved from it. But it's okay. Okay, guys, are you ready for our ceremony of honor? The first certificate of graduation awarded to Violeta for successfully accomplishment of 7 habits of highly effective people.
Thank you.
All these certificates, all these diplomas will send to you personally with all stamps and the signature.
So I can hang it on my wall?
Of course. And this certificate of graduation awarded to Richard for successful accomplishment of 7 habits of highly effective people. And this certificate of graduation awarded to Patrick for successful accomplishment of 7 habits of highly effective people. And while he's not here, we still congratulate him. He's a
I'll say
big
thank you
part.
for it.
Yes, he's a big part of our group. And this certificate of graduation awarded to Brian for successfully accomplishment of 7 habits of highly effective people. Yes, guys. Yes, here you are. And this is not yet. This is a certificate of graduation awarded to Sean for again successful accomplishment, 7 habits of highly effective people. And this is certificate of graduation awarded to Noel for successfully accomplishment of 7 habits of highly effective people. And applause to Noel.
Noel graduated.
That's absolutely wonderful. I am so extremely happy for you guys. And then actually for myself as well. Please, right now you are grown up. Thank you, Richard. Right now you're grown up graduate and you're going to adult's life. Please don't forget to do the upward spiral daily. What do we need to do? Learn, commit, do. Learn, commit, do. We have to be here when we are getting mature. And where are the signs of maturity? Simply if we are peaceful and happy. And if people are looking for our opinion. But if we are with fear, if we are not happy, and people really do not look for our idea, it means we miss something. So what we need to do? Go to depressed or be upset or saying that the teenager right now not thankful? No, we just need to start. It doesn't matter where we are, here or here, just start. Learn, commit, do. Learn, commit, do. And we will come to whatever and whenever we want.
Nice.
Thank you so much.
Well
And
said.
now, thank you, Noel. Now it's your turn. I would like to please tell your opinion. Which is habit your favorite? Which is the most difficult? Which habit brought impact on you? Which you don't care about any habit?
What you said? Which habit has been the most difficult for me?
Yes, yes.
I guess dealing with women.
Which habit is that, Noel? I guess you missed something. You were at the different meetup. It was about habits with women.
It was something in this. I would have to. I'm driving right now, so it's kind of hard for me to look at my notes. But it was something that I had wrote at the very beginning. I think it was in one of the 7th or 8th meetings about communicating and being not being exposed, but being able to talk to someone and having that person not misinterpret you and what you're saying, and not, misunderstand what you're trying to say, because people are too quickly to judge when people talk in this world that we live in.
You're right. I think you're
No one's at
talking
fault.
about habit number 5.
Okay, so
Seek
habit
to
number 5. I
understand
don't remember what number,
first.
but I know it's something.
Yes, it's about empathy.
I remember I did write about it.
Yes, you're right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's been my most difficult.
I don't know. I agree with you. Let's just turn on our microphones and just whoever wants to talk, just talk, guys.
Sounds like a win-win situation to me.
How's that a win-win, Richard?
It sounds good.
Well,
I agree with you.
I've certainly learned that I thought I was a good listener, and I found out that there were some things that I wasn't doing correctly. And so now, in order to change that, I have to consciously go into a conversation with emphatic listening present before I even start. Because once you start talking, it's easy to get swept up in the conversation and then forget what you should be doing is listening and trying to understand instead of
right.
just responding. So
Right.
to consciously go into a conversation beforehand thinking, okay, I'm going to talk to this person and I'm going to listen emphatically and I'm going to repeat back what they tell me. And then I am going to speak after listening. And so once we can do that, then it becomes more natural as you practice more and more. But unless you consciously go into these things, keeping in mind what we learned from 7 Habits, it's easy to forget.
Yeah, I agree with you.
I have to agree with you.
Any revelation, any something what surprised you, or other habits which you think you need to work on them more? I can do right now like this.
Well, I've been working on it every day in hopes that person turns around and calls me back at one day and says, hi, let's reset. Let's push reset.
Mm-hmm.
But I can't do nothing.
Okay.
I can't do nothing that other than just wait patiently.
Okay.
That's speaking the truth.
Hmm.
So yeah, I'll continue working on the only habit that's my biggest flaw, which is number 5.
It's one of the most difficult. Welcome to the company, Noel. This is one of the most difficult habit for Mr. Covey, for me and for you, I guess, right?
You know what? This person, she's opened my eyes to the fact that I thought, for some reason I thought I was perfect, and apparently I'm not. Apparently, I have a faulty fuse in my system.
So
I said,
if you didn't find it, what is that? Join on the second session of 7 Habits, and we will start from the beginning. And then we for sure we will find what was going on.
What was going on? What was going on? And what made me? What impulsive thing did I say that
No, right
that
now
made me ruin my.
we are not
Is that what you're
going.
saying?
we
I
are
know.
not-
I know you're saying it in the other group.
Yes, we are not going into personal. We are talking about 7 habits. What you were said before was completely wonderful. So let's give somebody else say.
Okay.
I was having a
hog the floor.
conversation with the guy that cuts my hair today,
Okay.
and he was talking about the subject of relationships and women and men and how they interact, and strangely he was talking about who pays the bill for dinner. Anyway, all of this, as far as just listening to what he was talking about and trying to gather what is the main thing that's going on here. And the one thing I can remember from reading Covey and reading other things as well is that, and we talked about this several times, is that we see the little twig in somebody else's eye, but we don't see the log that's sitting in our own. And so that just goes to the point that I think the first thing that happens that goes wrong in relationships is that we think that we should be changing the other person. And
Beautiful.
that's never going to happen. The only thing we can do is change ourselves, and we change ourselves and we provide that example that others may follow. But that led into that other part of the conversation about Covey, is the word influence. And influence is the kind of word that I really have an objection to. And there's good influence and bad influence, but in either case, to me, that always borders on something inappropriate to try to influence somebody else. So I always look at it, as I said before, as a matter of providing an example to someone else that they may look at and decide that it's a good example and they may want to follow it. And so, yeah, we can only change ourselves. We can never change other people.
Beautiful, beautiful set. Thank you so much. And they still keep participating. Who is next?
Meeny, meeny, miny, mo.
Who is next wants to share his favorite or unfavorite habit, or which impact it brought on you, what you remember, what you tried, what kind of revelation maybe you got?
I'll just add one more thing.
Sure.
That at the very beginning, we were talking about levels of maturity.
Mhm.
And dependent, independent, and interdependent. And I'd always thought about the use of pronouns and how they affect our conversations, but never really put it into a concise way as Covey did. So once I read that part of it, I understood how I felt about pronouns, and how we use them, and so on. And how and why some people or a majority of people are really in the dependent state in their lives, and not taking personal responsibility for their actions. And that even goes to many other situations, even in organizations, in businesses, in politics or religion. There's a lot of this, blaming it on somebody else. So
Yeah.
instead of
Totally
looking
agree with
into
you, Richard.
ourselves.
I totally agree with you. I see that every day.
Yeah, absolutely. Very, very, very good point and a very, very good observation. Thank you.
My favorite was listen to understand, to be understood. The one example which really opened up my eye is when the father was talking to a boy.
Mhm, mhm.
And we had the first version and the next version. And that really opened up my eye that we don't listen. We're just trying to impose our
Yes, it's called autobiographical response, based on our experience, based on our autobiography. Yes, it's habit number 5.
Mhm. That's my favorite. And the one which I find a little bit difficult, just because I have not practiced it, and it requires practice to get a skill for, and planning. Win-win situation.
Mhm.
You cannot just get it. You need to practice to get that skill. And that's the one I'm struggling with.
But it's beautiful realization. You understood that it needs practice, and hopefully you will try to implement it. All our presentations, on YouTube, and everything is on WhatsApp. So I would suggest, like strongly suggest, to follow all the steps through which I went. Yes, it was one of the most interesting experiences for me as well. My three experiences, 3 homeworks which I did, they really opened my eyes that what Mr. Covey is suggesting to us is working. Thank you, Violeta. Wonderful observation. Brian, do you think we will finish without you? No, it won't happen.
Oh, I didn't really want to say anything, I guess. I think for myself, I would probably say they're all very difficult, to be honest with you. So I can't really point to one or the other. I think they're all pretty difficult for me. So, but I can't really point to one being harder than the other. I think they're all pretty difficult. So it just, what's that?
No, go ahead.
Yeah, I in my situation, I just don't really get much opportunity to practice, really. So it's hard to practice. I find them all pretty difficult, to be honest with you. So.
I don't know. I actually understand you because probably you were so concentrated on your academic, not achievements, academic life, and on the profession which you choose, that it's completely normal. The rest went besides you. And right now you are exploring practically new land. And you can give yourself a big applaud because you went through the most essential book of the 20th century. I read a lot. I read all my life. And also I'm looking on reviews and I'm studying books. I always participate on Goodreads. It's a website where people reviews the books, and all of them are sending to 7 habits of highly effective people. For example, there is a very popular book, Atomic Habit, but still people refer, even authors refer to 7 habits of highly effective people. So this is like the father or mother of the other books. It's how I consider. And if we went through this book, similar, whatever you will read in the future, you will see, oh, I know this. Oh, yes, but it's Mr. Covey told about it. So you did, Brian, a great job. Just we don't need to stop. We need to continue to practice. Yes, Douglas.
Yeah, the one thing that's interesting to me, another book, which was by Dale Carnegie, was How to Win Friends and Influence People. I want to see where you think this relates, because I read the Steve Covey book, but it's a while back. And How to Win and Influence People. Dale Carnegie said, "Be a good listener." Listening is the whole thing. So, do you think he mentioned that in the book, Stephen Covey?
Of course, of course.
Okay.
Yeah, we studied it very, very deeply. We went through even listening maturity, and this is habit number 5. Also talks a lot about it. Yes, Douglas, thank you so much for good adding. I again repeat, any book you will read, you will feel that it's not enough. It will be 1 point or 2 points. But Mr. Covey talk about the base, like everything he collected in his book, all necessary habits which can improve our lives, not only in professional area, but in our personal life as well. What about me? I can tell you that I have a couple of favorites, habits, and one the most challenging. So habit number 1 is one of my favorite. I absolutely love proactivity gap, and I love to be proactive. This is actually, I'm practicing my life, all my life, and still it's not enough. But don't be so strict on yourself, because Stephen Covey said in the interview after when he was become already famous, he said that while he is the author of this book, he's still struggling to achieve the perfection in it. Can you imagine? If he is the author of the book, if he is having 30 or 40 years of experience of coaching and he's still struggling, so we need to be kind to ourselves. But it doesn't mean that we need to stop practicing and say, oh, it's okay. No, only through practice, and only compare yourself with yourself. Whatever you were before, for example, what you were half a year ago, and what you understand and know right now. Compare yourself. Brian, what can you say? Did you learn something for this half a year? Compare yourself half a year ago and right now.
Me? Did you
Yes.
ask me?
Yes.
Yeah, I definitely have. Yeah, a lot of things, I think. Yeah, I think I've learned a lot of things. Definitely about well, I can't think of anything. Sorry, I don't have
It's okay,
I
you
don't have
don't
a
have
list
to.
offhand, but yeah, I definitely would think that there's quite a list of things that I've learned. I think there's probably quite a bit more that I'd like to learn. So
That's
in that
wonderful.
perspective.
And this is your achievement. And this is how you progress. We don't need to compare ourselves with somebody else, because it's always somebody will be who is better than we are in something, but we are better in something. So we are unique. We need to compare yourself with yourself. Go ahead, Richard.
I was just going to say, it seems to me, and from this time that we've spent together on these calls, is that to me it seems that Brian has a sense of personal responsibility. I don't think I've heard him yet blame somebody else, but he is introspective and knows how to take personal responsibility. That's my take.
Wonderful, wonderful. Brian, you got a compliment. So far, I didn't get a 1. You already got, so congratulations. So this is habit number 1.
Well,
Remember,
just wanted to say thanks, Richard. I mean, it's been you've been a wonderful you've been a wonderful you know, I'm glad that you've been part of the group all along. So, and I'm happy to see that you're part of the other one too. So, I mean, you're a great member to have. So,
yes,
thanks.
Thank you. I
absolutely.
appreciate it.
Yeah, I completely agree, and join Brian to you. So habit number 2, it's actually we need to know where we are going. Whatever we are starting, any endeavor or any learning or any new business, we need to see, we need to understand and learn as much as possible and know the final result, what we want to do. Because many people were learning, were studying, were working, were trying to achieve some career, and at the end they realized that they actually don't like it. It's not what they wanted, so it needs to study. All the results were different. Yes, Brian.
I can say for certain that this is something that's extremely difficult for me. I think I could point to this as being one of the many, I guess, one of the 7 habits, but this one would be probably one of the most difficult for me. And it's still a major problem today. So I would definitely point to this habit as being one of my top difficulties.
Yes, it's actually, I don't consider any of the habit as easy one. So I completely agree with you and join you that all of them are, I don't want to say complicated, they are all durable or doable. But we need to put effort. And while just from my own experience, I can add how to see the end. While we are walking in our journey, we don't need to close our eyes and refuse to see the signs, because the signs also show up. Or we are pushing our emotions, or we are pushing our intuition inside of us and saying everything will be great. So if we are unhappy, if we are doubting, don't close eyes on it. Explore. It doesn't mean that with the first signs of doubting or upsetting or irritation or unhappiness, we need to quit. No. But we need to address what is going on, why I'm unhappy. I'm actually should be happy on my journey. Only joy and happiness is the good companions who are accompanying us on our way. This is the signs that we are going on the right way. It seems simple, it sounds simple, but it's the reality. Just think yourself, whatever you didn't like and you push yourself, how you ended up. And whatever you like and you were going, first you were enjoying on your way. And the second you get results, you got success. Habit number.
Can I?
Yes, please.
Yeah, so this was about having the end in mind. Is that?
Yes.
We're starting with the end first. So was that it?
Yes.
I forgot what number 2 was.
Yes, it's exactly starting with the end in mind.
Okay, yeah. So designing your life, or somebody will design it for you.
Absolutely, great memory. Absolutely.
So sometimes we see the end, but then we think, how in the world am I going to get there? And that's where we end up losing it. And so some people, like, I got to say, I can see that Noel at least has an end in mind and figures out how to get there no matter what. Others look at this gap between the end and where they are now and see it as a gap that cannot be crossed. So if we change that perspective to making those goals a little smaller, they may seem more attainable as long as they're going towards that same end goal. If you can dream of something and you can break it down into small steps, you can certainly get yourself started on that goal. And I recall that while listening to the Power of Now, I just allowed his voice to kind of free my mind and I came up with some very good ideas that I want to implement in the future. And then the next problem is, how do I get there from here? And as I said, just breaking it down into smaller steps that are attainable, and then continuing to move forward. So I would say, Brian, if you have some other ideas beyond where you are now, it's certainly possible to obtain those. So having the end in mind, yes, of course.
Very beautifully said, beautifully said. Anybody else want to add something about habit number 1 and habit number 2? Okay, our habit number 3, it's basically about scheduling. Keep the priority on the most important things to do. Do not spend your time in the quadrant 3 and 4, where is unimportant things. And because they are easy, we usually spend time there and we just look busy, but we won't reach much. We will just spend our lives. This is our
Quadrant 1. Yeah.
Right, this is our habit number 3. No, 1, you remember, it's emergency.
Right. The one
Habit,
that takes up most of our time for some reason.
Yes, then quadrant 2, it's our important things. And the 3, 4, it's wasters. Wasters, our life, it's TV and entertainments are there. But sometimes entertainments, it's fine, but not of course all the time. I'm keeping scheduling. I absolutely love it. I think keeping scheduling to keep you on the track, and you see what you are planning, you see what you are reaching, and you see your achievements. Habit number 4, win-win. Think win-win. I have the greatest 3 experiences in homework. And I can tell you that the way how Mr. Covey suggested, and I did it, it's changed my perspective completely on how to handle the situations. And still, if I don't prepare for this kind of challenging situations, I'm fail. So what does it mean? We cannot relax. We cannot say, I'm already a professional. I did it 3 times. This will go automatically and smooth. It is not. We need to treat every situation like a brand new situation, and then success is guaranteed. So I like win-win. Habit number 5, empathic listening. I told already that we are in a company of Noel with Stephen Covey. So it's one of the most challenging habit for me as well. Then habit number 6, synergy. It's a challenging. It's a habit where you cannot do it with everyone. This is habit where you can synergize only with people who are emotionally stable, who are on their maturity level higher. So, and that will go beautifully. But let's hope that we will experience it, because this is a really, really beautiful habit. And habit number 7, my favorite. So I have 2 favorite habits, habits number 1 and habit number 7. I absolutely love renewed SA. I absolutely love to invest in 4 dimensions. I like that we need to do it daily. How Violetta was sharing, the early rising is a trump of it. If I wouldn't wake up early, everything would go to south. I cannot explain it. Why is that? But we talk already about it, right? I showed you the brain scientific evidence. When we are waking up early, our brain is in the most effective capacity. And while we are going during the day, gradually our brain activity is going down, simply because we are day animals. So this is my observation. What do you want to add, guys? I was planning our graduation party for 1 hour, and we are exactly at the end, but maybe somebody wants to add something. One more thing, can I ask you, please write reviews. This is reviews not about me. This is review, whatever you want. You can write even 3 sentences because we will start a new session in May. I want that other people would benefit as we benefited. So let's help the other people to live better lives. Because one thing when I am saying, and the other thing when you are saying. Personally, I'm reading all the time reviews, and I'm trusting reviews. So whatever on Meetup you will see pop up the window, rate, please rate and write, but can you write reviews and send to me? And I will post on our Meetup that people would read. So this is free form, 3, 5 sentences or whatever you want. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Magnificent, Lena. Thank you.
Okay.
And
Thank you very much.
let's
You can follow me
say
in the other room.
thank you,
Thank you.
Douglas. Bye-bye. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Lena.
Thank you, Lena.
Thank you. Thank you,
Thank you,
guys.
everyone else.
Yeah,
Thank you, Richard, Lena, Violeta,
Yes,
Brian,
yes.
Patrick that's not here.
I was
Richard.
personally, I was learning a lot. I was learning from you. We all together, we all benefit each other. And from Stephen Covey, no, from The Power of Now, Eckhart Tolle, he's actually talking about the collective consciousness. Do you know that when we are together, we are learning much deeper and the deeper level, and we remember better. This is called the collective consciousness. This is why when we are in a group, in any group, we feel stronger.
That's correct.
This is going up psychological effect as well. So if you would read a book by yourself, you wouldn't get so much how much we get together. And the plus we learn from each other. So
I was gonna add you, this is the book that I started reading that got me into increasing my income. See this book right here? You see it?
Yes, yes, of course we see the Income Bible.
Yes. It's been a great book. It has a lot of great information in it.
Absolutely. How I was saying that with the books, we are entering the minds of the best people who lived, who is living with us right now and who lived ever before. We can enter the best minds of those people.
Correct.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful.
And I found that the best way to get started in a new idea is to read a book about your idea. I found reading books on the subject is very important. So yeah.
That is correct, Richard.
Yes.
Thank you, Richard.
Yes. And if, for example, we don't have time right now, we are always, we are busy. The life is going faster and faster. Start to listen. I discovered that option maybe just, I don't know, 10 years ago, and I cannot stop listening. I'm listening when I'm walking. I'm listening when I'm doing something at home. I'm even listening when I'm cooking. I'm going much faster through the books, through the amount of books, if I would read. However, I like to read as well. So far, I said everything. Let's.
So I guess I'm gonna have to miss you till tomorrow, Lena. Unbelievable.
Tomorrow is what? Tomorrow is Tuesday.
Tomorrow's oh no, today's Tuesday.
Tomorrow is Wednesday. Please,
Oh, no.
please join us for the Power of Now. And right now we made schedule 2 times per week. Because
really?
we are discussing so much and we are going so slow that we decided to have twice a week. So it's on Monday at 6 and Saturday at 11 a.m.
Okay. All right. Sounds good.
Except for this weekend.
Except for this weekend?
No, this weekend will be on Saturday, but Monday, on Monday I canceled because we are going to a
okay.
trip.
Okay.
Thank you, everybody.
Okay, bye guys. Thank you so
All right,
much.
guys. See you soon.
Love
See you
you
later.
all.
Oh, love you too.